Okay, when it comes to the hemp being on the $1 bill, and then you guys decriminalizing it because of Mexican people, and creating the war of drugs, firstly on Mexican, but used to target the blacks. And now you're got things like Gene Simmons stock or Gene, or Tragically Hip, the lead singer died, or all these companies that are investing because science is kind of king, right? So you have all these companies investing on what we can smoke, but then you're selling us fucking trash. Or yeah.
Can I please have a couple of pizza pops?
Have yourself, yeah. You're deciding to make it damn near poisonous for it to smoke, or you're using psychoactive materials in it, where methamphetamines is a type 2 drug, which you say is not as bad as marijuana, but yet you've legalized marijuana because you're racist, and then you've unlegalized it. But because you have, but the research already knowing before, because you guys, how much longer are you guys going to research umbilical cords or breast cancer? Like, really? Like, come on, bad guys. How much money do you need in that? And why can't the governments cooperate in here? So before this stock became into fruition, there was already something called the scripture of the Phoenix, we'll call it, or Sphinx, pyramid ideology, or ideology. To you, you'd call it ideology. People that are smart will think about it and then they'll go crazy because they stopped. See? But if you keep thinking about it, eventually you want to retard yourself. So now you're putting all this research into cross-manipulated strains, and you're doing this all for a fucking weed. For a fucking weed. Okay? It's going to have bigger revenue than breast research, which can be cured instantly with water. I saw the machine at fucking Salvation Army for sale. Like, you guys are sick, and you guys destroyed it. But so to make this spirit node, how does one do that so we can play more? I'll tell you. Because you eat meat and you're cannibals. Bacteria needs a partner. So we'll call bacteria's partner that, do you know what a node is? Like an actual node? When it comes to plant life or life, a node is when something is first being developed. How many sprouts it can do? How many different ways can that one sprout grow? How many buds will that sprout create? Oh, it's always 8. Oh, but it's not. You can easily make it grow more if you give it a little bit of bacteria and a little bit. I'm doing it right. I'm doing it right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it. Yeah.
Bacteria,
I know you'll do it. So.
bacteria, nitrogen, the coffee, green stuff.
Here, you can initial me when you sign, okay?
Yeah, of course.
You can initial me and send me initial me.
Like fat cells are developed just like a node. They'll never develop a new one because you're dormant in them. They go dormant, right? So based off of the shitty food you give your kids, or you had as a kid, and you've been eating really shitty for years. So you've been creating, if we pull back time a little bit, make you age a little bit backward, and put you back into vegetation. Keep you up too long. Good night, man. If we keep you up for a couple days, then that would put you historically back in time, that of a space traveler. So by doing that, you're gonna need to eat extra food to keep going, right? That's right. So you're gonna eat stuff with bacteria on it because you're fucking hungry, and you're gonna eat a lot of it. You're gonna drink coffee too, because you don't do type 2 drugs. So that's, you're keeping yourself awake. You're jittery. You're noting your spirit. Noting your spirit means it's getting ready. It's like giving birth to itself. But we're netting it, all of it, to torture it. See what my eye's doing? It's twitching by itself. So we know that you can note a plant, and you can fix world hunger by noting plants. But you don't. That's the fucking problem here. We know that we can use your voice to get into everything you've ever done. Check mark. We know we can control the internet with Miko's voice. Check mark. We know using Alexa's voice is silly. Check mark. We know how you tick. And because you're plain as fuck. And you're just a fucking piece of shit. They only tick one way. But we can set back the clock. Just to have fun while you're alive. See what really gets your real dream going. Like the dream we'll call it your familiar. Because you're your favorite person. So you'll only bite yourself, really. You'll suck your own dick. Everybody should want to, for fuck's sakes. So when you go to sleep, you're actually eating, no joke, no confusion bomb. This is true. You are actually just eating your own semen. So that way we can put in the one that got the most trauma into your fucking right here. Have you noticed that the most depressed people are the people that want to zone out, listen to music? That's probably illegal in your job place. You probably don't like that. You probably create anthems for them to sing. Anyways, this is getting really boring. I just wanted to thank you. This is just a humble apology. No. Humble pardon. No. Anyway, I got something cool to show you. Look at this. That's your life now. Just a graph. See how it's going down? That's where we have the most fun. See how all the lines are starting to cross? See how happy you were? See how happy you were? Lucky for me that if I hold words up to a mirror backwards, they show backwards. Otherwise, you'd be happy. But I'll flip it upside down instead, and then you'll be sad again. See? See what I did there? I just flipped it upside down. So you're always sad. You're coming up a little bit, just like the stock market. Now you're going to be fucked. Anyways, this has been another insightful video. Thank you for helping me help you. Anyways, ciao for now. Later, brah.